Hi everybody, welcome to lesson number 8. I'm Dr. Chris. Thank you very much for joining me once again. I hope you're doing well. And as always, thanks ever so much for the feedback on the lessons that we've been having. It's been really great to know that these are popular. So today, what are we doing today? Well, a bit of a recap on certain things and also something new. And in the last couple of lessons, we've been doing quite a bit of theory. So I thought what we do is start today in a different way. And we're going to start off with a new piece. We've not played this before. It's one of my favourite pieces of music. I remember listening to this on my dad's record player a few years ago now. It was one of the pieces that got me into music. It's by the Beatles and it's called Hey Jude. And I thought we could learn that together. So we're going to start this off in a very different way. No theory, no reading. We will do some reading later on, but to start with, let's just have a go at this. So, to begin with, fourth finger on G. Okay, now I've worked it out for myself. Okay, and you may know the tune of Hey Jude. That always helps. It's always a good thing to know the melody of what you're trying to learn. But we're going to do this in phrases. So let's start off with this first little bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play you a phrase, listen to it, and then I'm going to ask you to repeat it. Okay, so I'm going to start off on a G. Okay, G, E, E, G, A, D. There we go. Get it right, Chris. All right, here it is again. 1, 2, 3. G, E, E, G, A, D. Okay, a little slower. Let's try this. Okay, I'll play it first and then you can join in afterwards. 1, 2, 3. G, E, E, G, A, D. Okay, is that starting to become clear? All right, let's try this then. So with me, are you ready? I'll count you in. Ready, steady, play. G, E, E, G, A, D. Okay, getting it? Good. Should we try it a couple more times? Okay, so let's try it again. 1, 2, go. So G, E, E, G, A, D. Okay, starting to get it? Good. Okay, one more time. Here we go. Starting on fourth finger on G. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. G, E, E, G, A, D. Great. Okay, that's first phrases. We've got 3 phrases to learn today. Okay, that's the first one. Phrase number 2. Now, for phrase number 2, we're going to use a little bit of finger technique, which we've done before. Do you remember in Blowing in the Wind a few lessons ago? Blowing in the Wind, what we did was we did a little technique where your second finger goes over the top, doesn't it? Okay. Well, today we're going to use a very similar method. What we're going to do for our next phrase is, watch this. We're going to start off with the thumb. We go thumb under, like that. Okay, so we're going to go thumb, second finger, thumb, up to C. All right, let's rehearse that again. Here we go. Okay, just watch me do it a couple of times and then we'll do it together. Okay. Just listen to that. Okay, now the notes you're going to need, starting with the thumb on D, okay, are going to be D, E, F, up to C. And it's going to be thumb on D, second finger on E, thumb on F, fifth finger on C. There we go. Okay. Right, let's join that together with what we did at the start. So, right the way back to the beginning. Fourth finger on G. Here we go. Okay, so G, E, E, G, A, D. Let's do that again. Okay, fourth finger on G, G, E, and then D, E, F, C. Okay, here it is again. We'll do this a couple of times. You might want to just listen to it first of all. Fourth finger on G, here we go. Okay, there's a bit to come. Yes, there is. Okay, so this time I'll do the same and tell you what the notes are. Fourth finger beginning on G. Got it there? Fourth finger on G? Okay, good. Here we go. So, 1, 2, play. G, E, E, G, A, D, D, E, F, C. Ah, okay. A little slower? Okay, alright, a little slower. Let's try that again. Fourth finger on G. Okay, here we go. Ready, steady, go. G, E, E, G, A, D, D, E, F, C. Okay, I think one more time, and then we've got it. Okay, here we go. So, fourth finger on G. Here we go. Ready? Ready, steady, play. G, E, E, G, A, D, D, E, F, C. Okay. Now we've got one more bit to do. We won't have time today to do the whole song, of course, but we can certainly get you on the road. Okay. So after that, we've got, what's the next part of the tune? That's it, isn't it? Okay, right. So we've got to work that out. So that's where we finished. So the next bit is going to be C, B, G. Okay, now we're going to learn, just add those three notes onto the last phrase you did. Okay, so you played this. D, E, F, C. Now we're going to make it a bit longer. Okay, tell you what, do you want to just practice those three notes? C, B, and G. Got them? Let's do that again. C, B, G. Okay, so listen to this. Okay, now hold it there. I'm going to refresh your memory of the whole thing. Okay, just listen. Don't worry about playing along. Okay, just listen. It's very important just to get the melody in your head. Okay, so it's starting to build up, isn't it? Okay, so can we go back to thumb on D, and we'll do D, E, F, C, and then C, B, G. Okay, you do that with me. Then we need to learn the last bit of that section. So thumb on D, here we go. Nice and slowly. Ready, steady, play. So D, E, F, C, and then C, B, G. Okay. Now the next part, the last bit that we're going to do together today, actually, if I play it for you, have a look and see if you can see a pattern. So, okay, well, there's two things to notice there. The first thing is, can you see how all the notes go down what we call step by step? Yeah, we're just using all the white keys one by one. And the other thing to notice, of course, again, is that finger technique where 2 over, just like we did in Blowing in the Wind, yeah? Like that. So how does that fit in with what we've done? Have a look. Look and listen one more time. Okay, so we're going to practice that together slowly. And don't worry if it's not coming together quite yet. You may need a bit more time. And of course, you can rewind the video to do that when we finish the live session. So, thumb on D. And I'll say the letter names as we go. And this is going to be really slow, okay? Really slow. Ready, steady, go. So, D, E, F, C. C, B, G, A, G, F, E. Okay, all right. That probably wasn't as slow as I thought, actually. Let's try that again, all right? Nice and slow. Ready, steady, play. So, D, E, F, C, C, B, G, A, G, F, E. Okay. Well, if you got that far, congratulations, because actually that's quite easy to do when you're doing it in little sections, but not so easy to do if you're playing the whole thing. So what we're going to do is we're going to go right the way back to the beginning, and I'll play it for you all the way through, and then if you could join in at the same time, that'd be great. All right. So here we go. So we're going to go back to the beginning, fourth finger on G. And have a listen to this. Ready, steady, go. Okay, so that's what we need. And play along with me this time. We're going to do it nice and slowly. Okay? 1, 2, go. G, E, E, G, A, D, D, E, F, C, C, B, G, A, G, F, E. Okay? We were slightly approximate there with the timing, weren't we? I guess because we had to listen to the letter names as well. But that's pretty much how you're going to approach it. Well, the G clef points to the G line. You can actually see there that we've got curvy. The symbol curves around that second line from the bottom, and I've put a big arrow there to show you that's the G line, and that means that when you see a note and the line, that G line is going through it, that is a G. Now, in particular, it's always going to be the G above middle C. Here's middle C, okay, and the note that you see on the left-hand side of the screen, okay, is G. It's always going to be this one, okay, always going to be G. So actually, in terms of what we've got written there on the music, we have two notes. The left-hand one is a G, and the right-hand one is a C, like that, okay? And we said that, okay, as long as you've got a G, you know that one, and as long as you know C, middle C, okay, and they're two very visually easy notes to read on the music. G on the G line, C, middle C, with its own line going through it, hanging off the bottom of the ladder. Once you've got those, of course, you can advance it and say, okay, let's fill in the blanks. Okay, so what I've done now is I've put a note on every line and space between G and C. And if I was going to play that, obviously I'm going to read it as I read any text, I suppose. You read from left to right, okay. Oops, can't do that. Left, right, there we go. So I'm going to read from left, here we go, to right, there we go. A bit of coordination needed there. And we're going to do this, so it's going to say like G, F, E, D, and C. There's middle C there, okay. I think I need to invest in a better pointer, don't I? All right, so G, F, E, D, and C. So the way we read this is again, thinking about your two signpost notes, G on the G line and middle C, and kind of working out the others, okay? And that's where we were, of course, with Super Trooper. Now, a little exercise for you in this one, and that is, you've seen this before, okay? One of the ways that we refer to music is we will refer to a piece of music as having a number of bars. And a bar is just basically a box. You can see that when you read all the notes, you've got those vertical lines that interrupt the notes. And what they're doing is they're dividing the music up into an equal number of beats. Okay? Not notes necessarily, but beats. Take a look at the second line down. Second line down, on the far left, there's a number 5, isn't there? So that actually means bar number 5. Now, a good way of being able to talk about music and talk about specific areas of a piece, bars, is to refer to it by bar number. So bar number 1 would be the very first bar I play, and as you can see on the music, it would have an E, and an F, and an F, like that. What does bar 5 look like? Well, actually, there's a number there, isn't it? Bar 5. So bar 5 would be... Well, you tell me. What notes would you have in bar 5? It's the first one on the second line down. Yeah, it's an F, one step below the G line. And then an E. And then the next bar is a D, isn't it? And how many notes is that worth? The one that's not got a stem on it. It's 4 beats, isn't it? So we count it as ta, ah, ah, ah. Okay? So just a little side note there in how we often refer to certain areas of a piece. So I'm going to go back to bar 1, and I'm going to play this all the way through for you, and then perhaps we can play it together. All right? Here we go. So 1, 2, ready, go. Ah, ah, ah. Ah, ah, ah. Ta, ah, ah, ah. Okay. Hope you got that okay. Right, it's time for you to join in now, and we're going to play. Okay. When I play it this time, I'm going to tell you what the note names are, and we'll do it a little bit slower. Okay. So we're going to start with finger 3 on E. Okay. And where are the quavers? Where are the tay-tay notes? Probably heard me play them. Well, there's some in bar 2, isn't there? And there's some in the bar before the end, bar number 7. Yeah? Okay, we're going to recap quavers today anyway in a bit. Let's try this then, from the beginning. Okay, here we go, with the note names, nice and slow. 1, 2, ready, go. E, E, F, F, E, D, E, F, E, D, F, F, E, E, D. R, R. Next line down. Here we go. F, F, E, E, D. R, R. D, C, D, E, D, C, C. Okay, I hope that made sense. All right. Now, you may remember last time we actually introduced left hand as well. And we had a bit of news, which was, of course, that when you're reading left hand, okay, you don't use the same ladder system. Okay, the left hand, most of the time, is all about what you can see here, the F clef. And there's the F symbol there, okay? It looks like a hook, and it hangs on the F line. Now, the note you've got printed there is F below middle C. Here's middle C, and the note you've got printed is F. Okay, so if that's an F, I've got another signpost note for you to look at. We've got F, And then the new note that's on the right hand side is C, a low C. Okay, not middle C, here's middle C. We're going to be playing the note, or the C that's what we call one octave. That's the musical term, but it's basically the next C down from middle C. So what I want you to do to practice where those notes are on the piano, okay, we're just going to play F, and then we're going to play C. Okay, back to F, and back down to C. Like that. Okay. All right, got them? Let's try it one more time. Ready? F and C. Okay, have you got those? Good, because I have a little test for you. Oh yes, here we go. Okay. What would those two be then? Well, the first note on the left-hand side, where is it? That one? Just above my finger. That one we know. We've just been playing that one. It's there, isn't it? And then what we've got to do is think about, obviously, how many steps lower is the note on the right-hand side. So C is the first one. Well, note number 2 is going to be how many steps down, do you reckon? We've got a line, and then we've got a space. A line and a space. Well, that's 2 steps down, isn't it? 1 step down, 2 step down. So it's there. Okay, here was a C. Here's the first note. 2 steps down would be there. So that's the answer. We have C and this one. What's this note called? Think about your alphabet going the wrong way. C, here's a B, and here's an A. Okay, we are essentially going backwards, aren't we? C, B, and A. Okay, right, okay. Well, if you did one on those, well done. How about this one? Okay, and again, to answer this, we can use 2 things. We can think about our signpost notes. So our very first note there was C. Hopefully you can recognize that now. Yeah. And then think about that symbol, the F clef. What line does it hang on? Yeah, it hangs on the F line. So, first note we know, that's a signpost note. The second note, this one. How many steps higher is it than the F line? It's 1 step higher, so it's going to be there. Okay. And this one, next one. Okay, so this one is how many steps higher than C, our signpost note. It's 1 step higher, isn't it? So it's going to be there. Okay. So we used 2 bits of information there. We said C was one of our signpost notes, and we used F, the F clef. Okay. So the answer is C, G, 1 step higher than the F line, and D, 1 step higher than our signpost note. Yeah. And you could have also said, of course, that it's obviously this one is 1 step higher than that one. Okay. So don't worry too much if things still aren't crystal clear. Don't forget you've got 2 other lessons. If you go back to lesson 7, we talked a bit more about bass clef. Okay, but hopefully that's starting to at least become a bit easier to see and to read. Now, last time we actually had a look at a musical score for Super Trooper. And I said, this is where we left things last week, I said, don't worry about playing it hands together. See if you can do the right hand first and then the left hand. And that's exactly the way to do this. So we've played the right hand together. We're not going to do that again, okay? You can always rewind that. What I want you to do is have a look at the left hand, okay? Now, okay, we've already done quite a few of these notes. Look, here's signpost C at the beginning. And then F on the F line. That's the first bar. The second line is going to be C. And this one, okay, you're going to have to work that out. It's 1 step higher than the F line. That's it. And then back down to F, bar number 3, C, and then up one step higher, we're going to play G, of course. There we go, and that's the end of our first line. So just playing through one after the other. Now, okay, as a playthrough, that's just thinking about notes. It's not really thinking about the timing. So to make this an official exercise, what I want you to do is I want you to play the left hand with me. Okay. Now, the left hand by itself isn't particularly interesting. If I play it, listen. C, F, C, G, F, C, G. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep telling you the left hand note names, but you'll also see my right hand do some work. And my right hand is going to play the melody, okay? So this is how it's going to work. Listen to me say the left hand note names. Try and play the left hand with me, okay? You can either read the score or just play what I play. And in the back of your mind, just be listening to the melody, okay? Here we go. 1, 2, ready, and C, F, C, G, F, C, G. Okay, pretty good. Let's try that again. Okay, 1, 2, starts on C, C, F, C, G, F, C, G. Next line, ready? F, C, G, G again, play, G, C. Okay, all right. Well, let's try that again. Okay, that was pretty good. It's so hard, isn't it, when there's lots of different things going on at the same time. So let's play it slower and try the left hand one more time. Okay, so let's start off with fifth finger on the C. You got it there? You probably noticed by now, but it's probably worth saying that there's only 3 notes, isn't there, in the left hand? There's C, there's F, and there's G. It's just working out which of those to play. Okay, let's try this. From the top. 1, 2, ready, C, F, C, G, F, C, G, F, C, G, G again, C. Okay, all right. Well, hopefully, again, that worked. And you can always rewind it, practice it some more. We're nearly out of time. There's one more thing I was going to show you. And it's going over from what we were doing last time. We were talking last week, or last lesson rather, about whole and half beats. And I was saying that the note on the left-hand side, that's a whole 1 beat. So I would count it and clap it like this. Ta. And I've also put it as a little diagram, little picture. Imagine that's a whole cake. All right. Now over here, I've cut the cake in 2. So I've got te-te. Yeah? Te-te. Can you remember what the actual musical names for these 2 were? We have this one here is called a crotchet. And this one here, they're called quavers. Okay? You should know that. But the most important thing is, can you play it? So this one, ta. This one, te-te. Now, the new part today is to say, well, when we've got these 2 like this, actually, what you'll find is that sometimes, if you imagine, we've got a cake in a box, we've got 2 halves. Sometimes we can take half of the cake away. Okay? So imagine you go to the shop, you buy a box, inside there's only half a cake. All right? In musical terms, what we do is show it like that, a missing half. Okay. Now, why would you want to do that? Well, because some musical rhythms actually have what's called half a beat in it. Okay, we don't always, in real life music, have both halves being played. So if I was going to clap this, I would still say te, but not clap anything. Te, te. Okay? Te, te. So what you're doing is you're still saying both of these, but you're not clapping on this one because there is nothing to play at this point. This is called a rest. Looks like a number 7. It's not a number 7, but looks like a rest. Okay? It's a rest. Okay, here's a practice go then. So if that kind of makes sense, I'm sure you'd be able to clap that, wouldn't you? Okay? No rests here. We did this last lesson. Have a look at that. How would it sound? Okay, so the answer is this. Let's count ourselves in. 1, 2, ready, go. Ta, te, te, ta, te, te. Yeah? Ta, te, te, ta, te, te. Okay. What about if we changed it slightly? Okay. All I've done is I've taken a half out of the cake box for this beat and half the cake away for this beat. Now, have a think about how you do that. And remember that I said when you get to one of these, when you get to a quaver rest, you say te, but you don't clap. Have a go. What do you think it would sound like? Okay, so the answer is like this. Again, counting myself in with 4 beats. 1, 2, ready, go. Ta, te, te, ta, te, te. Here it is again. 1, 2, ready, go. Ta, te, te, ta, te, te. Okay? We said the te, we didn't clap. It's very important. You still say it, so it exists as a musical count, but there is no sound. So the reason we've done that, and what we're going to finish up on today, is just going to show you how that works in practice. Okay? Now, you might think, well, that doesn't look like a particularly interesting piece of music, but actually, it's something that we're going to build on in the next few weeks. You've already played this. It's just, it didn't look like that. It was, remember, we had Happy, the Pharrell Williams hit, and I showed it to you, and we had coloured dots, didn't we, and counting up to 8. Well, this is actually the same musical content, but it's presented in the way it should be presented, okay? So the top line there sounds like this, okay? Ta, 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 okay? So I just played the first line. Here it is again. Ta, 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 ta. And the second line, okay, does this. Ready, go. Ta, 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 te, te, ta, te, te. Bit slower, that second line, okay? So again, do you notice when I got to the quaver rests, for the rest I said te, but I didn't play anything. So here's the second line again. Ta, 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 te, te, ta, te, te. I'll do it slower. Ta, 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 te, te, ta, te, te. Okay? Okay, so with me, we're going to build on this next week, okay? Next week we'll do it with the track. But for now, let's just finish off with a little bit of counting, okay? And I'll leave you to practice until next lesson. Here we go then, from the beginning. 1, 2, from the top. Ta, 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 te, te, ta, te, te. Good. Okay. All right. Well, that is not the easiest thing to do. So if you've managed to get that right, well done. Okay. And if it's not quite right, don't be disheartened. Practice it have a go and see what you can. And if you've got any questions, of course, you're always very welcome to send them to us on our comments section. So I hope that's been useful. It's been great to be with you once more, and I'll see you next week. Cheers for now.